everybody, welcome to the SOBs who love SOV. I am Becca, and this is another monumental day that we have all four of our hosts here. So, I am joined by Slade Shepherd.
Hey, guys.
Maddie Deering.
Hello.
And we have Tony Masiello this week.
Nerd.
And we are here to talk about 1989's epic shot-on-video classic, Satan's Storybook. Now, we did this show before. We did this with a movie called Satan Place. Got through the whole thing. We had the most fun. It was probably the best show that we did, and it didn't record correctly. Like, in the 5 different ways I tried to record it, it was like Satan just didn't want us to have fun. So we decided to come back to this because Maddie wasn't on the show at that point in time, and we decided to subject her to this movie.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. She made sure she got tons of PBR before she watched this.
I did.
Slade and Tony, as kids, watched a lot. I don't think I had ever seen it before we did it for the podcast before. But of course, I saw it then, so I've seen it twice now. Maddie, this is your first time watching this?
Oh yeah.
I'm not even sure where I want to go with it. If we want to let's just do it organically, kids. I think I kind of know everybody's general thoughts, and I think it's going to be kind of split here. So this is directed by Michael Ryder. He's also in this, starring Ginger Lynn Allen, and Tony's got some fun stories about her. And it is an anthology. But it only has 2 stories in a wraparound, which is very unique. But the wraparound in and of itself is a much more robust story than most wraparounds.
It's magnificent. I love it.
So since you're such a lover of it, Slade, how about you tell us the plot of the wraparound? And yes, it does have a plot.
Well, it's got to do with holy ninjas that are taking and grabbing. I can't even. Jesus Christ! You put me on the spot. Okay, so holy ninjas take and go and steal the bride of Satan from hell. I don't know if they steal her from hell. They go into some cave where she's kind of hanging out on. I don't know, but they plot twist that. Oh God, I can't explain.
Yes, I can't explain it either. But yeah, plot twist. One of these ninjas, or is whatever, she's actually Ginger Lynn Allen. She's the lady's sister.
Yes.
Do we know that at this point in time?
Not until a little later, I don't think.
It's revealed pretty early on, and I thought those holy ninjas looked like mummies for a minute at first.
Yes. And I love how one's black and one's white, just so you know who's good and who's bad, you know? Thanks, guys.
It's really cool. Her wonderful reveal went from her ninja outfit to a scantily clad, just with the spin and the fog. God, there's so much fog and
I know. That's the very first thing I put on here is the fog machine budget, and it's all like colored nicely, like lit to be like red and blue. You know that if you listen to the commentary, there's probably like, well, this is why we wanted to use blue to symbolize blah blah blah.
Oh, honestly, it's really colorful and nice. Like Samantha made a comment about it, like she was saying that this looks like the people who are doing the sets and some of the VFX and the masks and stuff really were really on their game most of the time.
Yes.
But that the budget kind of fell off at some point.
Yes, and so we will say that Samantha, we will get her opinion on this because Slade did have her watch this, so he owes her like a ring or some flowers at least.
Oh,
yeah. So my kid walked in during the first segment and said, "Is this a high school play?" Totally serious, and I'm like, it looks like a really good high school play that somebody shot on a VHS camera.
It definitely does.
You
Or
know, the
maybe like a
wraparounds, the wraparounds to me remind me of a mix between a Motley Crue music video and a Grim Reaper music video. It has that great kind of 80s D&D style
Yes.
music video look
Mhm.
to it.
Yeah, and a lot of cool music when they go into the fight scenes, a lot of fog, a lot of really big hair.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's good to know in hell you can still get a perm. But yeah, so so the ninjas fight, but then we get to go to like Slade said, hell or like Satan's basement. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
Um,
It-
yeah, he's pissed off, okay, and he's like saying, "Where is my queen?" And then he starts saying a bunch of stuff, and this is like my pet peeve about this movie. It's part of the charm, though, I will say. I just have written next to that, I put, huh? Question mark, question mark, question mark. They just used a boom mic with this horribly thick mask on this guy's face and like a voice modulator. You cannot understand a damn thing that Satan says in this entire movie.
Where's my queen? Where's my queen?
And I even this time I watched it on Tubi. Before I watched it on YouTube, but this time it was on Tubi, and I tried to get the closed captioning to come up, and it still wouldn't. I'm like, it's probably because it would just be like unintelligible, like at the very bottom all the time.
Yeah, and when we get to hell, Mopey Satan is such a he's one of my
Yeah.
favorites. He's so
Such a
sad.
voice. Please tell me a story.
Yeah.
I'm sad.
And that's exactly it. That's exactly how we get to our two stories, is the fact that he's just sitting around, pissed off and moping, and so his jester has to come and tell him stories that have nothing to do with the wraparound whatsoever.
You got to mention though how cool that Satan mask is. It's actually really
It
neat
is.
looking.
It is. In that whole set, I think it was like simplistic but effective. Like just kind of just a all black, you know, just the throne and him. I thought that was good. If I could have heard him, if they could have just mic'd him, it would have been a little better.
And the effects were actually done by the same artist who did the effects on the Mutilator. If you guys know that one.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We're going to fall break.
Fall break.
Gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen that one, watch that, guys. It's not shot on video, but it is glorious. So then we go back to the girls, and she is okay. I tried to write this down phonetically. So this is where we get the explanation that she's the sister. She is what, Christine of Ostaleave?
Christith is her name.
Okay, I'm like, just help me out here.
It's Christith, and the sister is Elonite.
Okay, good. Clearly somebody has paid a lot more attention than I did. But this is
Industry
where she
stuff.
had what Slade was talking about, where we can't have her in this like frumpy mummy outfit the whole time. She does like this weird fog transformation. I put Wonder Woman transformation into like this cool, like scantily clad outfit. It's like black and like lots of skin showing or whatever. It's just kind of like, I just have to get out of this frumpy uniform.
Wonder Tits unveil.
Exactly.
Even though it's probably the
Um,
most clothes Ginger wore in a movie that year, so.
That's true. Now I don't remember you. I remember one story you told us about Ginger, and I think you're going to. I remember it vaguely, but I remember the if you want to say the punchline of it. Do you remember what you told us, and would you like to tell that now? And how you even knew her?
So I've done a lot of work with director Rick Sloan, probably best known for the Hobgoblins films as well as the Vice Academy series. And I was hanging over at Rick's one day, kind of working on some stuff over there. And we had Ginger. Ginger came down to actually, we shot an interview with her for some special features on a DVD. And so I was hanging out with Ginger Lynn, and, you know, she just starts casually telling us a story about how her boyfriend likes to put sandwiches in her ass and eat the sandwiches out of her ass. And it was so just like casual and cool. Like, you know, normally someone would say that kind of story and you'd be kind of shocked and weirded out. But when it was Ginger Lynn, oddly, it made eating sandwiches out of someone's ass seem really cool. So I learned all about ass eating from Ginger Lynn.
I would like to know what kind of sandwich was his preference. What goes best with ass juice?
Bologna.
I'll be honest, I don't know. Yeah, bologna, right?
My bologna has a first name. Oh, never mind.
But she, overall, though, Ginger was really sweet. She was really nice. She was really down to earth and nice lady. Very nice lady. It was really cool getting to meet her and hang out with her.
Cool. And to find out about eating sandwiches.
Ass eating.
I personally have this weird, like not weird, but I have this strong aversion to food and sex being put together. I think it's really gross. Like people who go to the strip club and eat the buffet, like I just think it's just like there's certain things that should be separated, and to me those are two of them.
Oh, I just like this whole trend with mukbang. Are you guys familiar with that?
Oh God, no.
Oh God, it's like, you know how Twitch TV, like you take and watch people streaming games and stuff, and then they opened it up so people could take and just live stream themselves and just chat and stuff. Well, mukbang is when you eat a disgusting amount of food, like with the mic strapped right up against your face, and talk while you're eating, describing the food and just talk randomly chatting. Oh God, I just can't.
Who the hell wants to watch that?
A lot of fucking people. A lot. Just like go on YouTube and look at some.
I was gonna say they all have to be like under the age of 12, and there has to be like the word double dog dare involved in that.
No, I can't stand the like sounds of like really loud eating and like, oh God, it just. But I've got a friend of mine who just says it's like ASMR for people who like to eat, and I was like, no.
No. I don't even like to be watched eating. Like, I don't like going to restaurants and stuff, like, especially if it's with somebody I don't know, like going on a date or whatever to a restaurant. I don't want somebody to watch me eat.
Mm-mm.
Fuck that. Anyway, okay, so back to this movie, Satan's Storybook. And we are seriously, at this point, we are back to Satan. So this is where his flaming gay jester with his punch puppet come out and like starts prancing around and tells Satan he can tell him a story to get his mind off of all of this. And my kid also said that guy was the one who gave the best performance. And I have to say that I agree. Of all the people in this, the jester, I mean, it's very theatrical. A lot of the people in this are very theatrical. The way that they do, at least the wraparounds. But he obviously like has a theater. I don't know who he is, but he has a theater background or whatever you can tell. But yes, I think he did actually do the best of the Satan crew.
That was
I like the jester's makeup, actually.
Yeah. He and his outfit, his makeup, and even that stupid Punch doll, which I can't believe that Punch and Judy was ever something that kids like to watch.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Creepy as shit.
It's hilarious.
Wait, are you kidding? I mean, I've never really like seen like a Punch and Judy show, but I just have seen the puppets.
Hooray, domestic abuse.
There's a great short. There's a great short called Santa Claus Punch and Judy that I highly recommend. It's probably on YouTube. You can find it up there, and it is absolutely hilarious. I highly recommend it.
Okay.
I don't know anything about Punch and Judy.
It was like a puppet show thing that like kids liked. And so the puppet that he's got, that jester, you had that, and then you had Judy, who was the other one, who like their style. Did you ever watch like Mr. Rogers?
Of course, yeah.
Like, okay, so the Make Believe Land, all those puppets are kind of like that same style.
Yeah.
You know, which they creeped me out when I was a kid, but I only trusted them because of Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, of course.
You know, so I'm not gonna trust like these Punch and Judy people. But yeah, there was a lot of violence. It was maybe like Itchy and Scratchy puppet wise, but with creepy dolls.
Pretty much, yeah.
With the male repeatedly clubbing the female who would taken in turn start to club him. So.
Yes, it's delightful violence.
Come on, kids love the violence.
That's right. Okay, now maybe I understand why kids like to watch that. But anyway. And then another place where you see that doll that's very reminiscent of my childhood is the movie Dolls.
Dolls.
Judy
Isn't there
is
one at
Judy is
Screen
even,
Time as well? I think as well. There's a punch doll.
maybe. It's a very popular thing. Obviously not trademarked because it was used very often.
Yeah.
Well, I think it comes originally from the 1800s. It's actually a very old routine that's been done over the years, and people just kind of change it over the years.
Well, holy hell.
Yep.
We're going to start a production company right now. The four of us, we are going to bring back Punch and Judy for 2020.
All right.
No.
Shot on video, of course.
Yes.
Utterly.
Right after we do Cannibal Cookout.
You know,
Slade.
there is a like I want to take and give a shout out to him. I cannot remember his name right now. Maybe we can take and insert some audio later when I can take and bring it up. I'm a member of a movie group that's just like cult and obscure horror films, and there's this fellow who has taken and made shot on video horror films with puppets. He has like 4 full-length movies.
Is that Donald?
He does oh god,
Like puppet gore film?
yeah. Well, no, it's not puppet gore.
Okay.
He also does a YouTube channel that has those films for free. You can take and watch them for free. And he's got the movies up there, and he's got a place, one called Puppeto Street. If you look up Puppeto Street on YouTube, you can totally find his page, sit and talk to the guy for quite some time way back when he took and posted one of his movies saying, hey, what do you take and think of this? And they're really fun. They're really fun. I asked him, why puppets? And he said, puppets show up.
It's Puppetose, Puppetos Street.
Yeah, I think that's the.
He has 65 videos on there.
Yes. It's totally worth taking and checking out. I've watched all his movies.
Is that what you sent me before, Slade?
It is. It is.
Okay, I watched some of them. I still have to watch more.
No,
But the stuff I watched was really good.
Yeah, it's hilarious, and it's really raunchy, like comedy. On the Puppeto Street angle, it's just disgusting. Like these 4 disgusting people that take and live in. 3 of them live in or 2 of them live in a disheveled house, and then you got the drunk. It's like a NC-17 sitcom with puppets. Yeah. So it's pretty good. Totally recommend.
That doesn't sell you on it. I don't know what would.
Yeah, I mean, there's an episode where some rats get methed out and eat a pizza delivery guy, and then the way that they get rid of the rats is they set the back room on fire that is full of used diapers, and a baby diaper fire takes and wipes out all the rats in the house. So yes,
I'm in.
I mean, if that's your bag, you totally take and check it out.
Right.
Sorry, I keep on derailing this train, don't I?
That's okay. Maddie's like, keep derailing it. I don't want to get back on.
Well, hopefully I'll be able to have another hitchhiker story here soon. Like they can segue into another hitchhiker story, but.
I was getting ready to say the hitchhiker story. If people have not listened to was that Wood Chipper Massacre?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, it was worth the price of admission. I was dying when I was editing it, even and re-listening to the hitchhiker story.
I almost died. So
no, you didn't. You didn't.
He was a nice guy. What are you talking about? He wouldn't have anything. Just sharpens people's knives because he's a nice guy.
Just a nice guy. Don't judge a book by its cover. Even if the cover says red flag, warning, warning.
Yeah. Slade learned lessons that day.
Yes, he did. All right, so let's get back to this movie. We are at our first tale. It's the first story, and it is about a killer known as the Demon of Death. And he's in his slum apartment. We're hearing like different newscasts to tell us what he's been doing, how many people he's been killing, blah, blah, blah. But I think we all had a different take on him before, but we all, I think, ended up agreeing on this guy with his white bandana, his bad curly wig, his holy jeans look like a cross between Pauly Shore and the Rico Suave guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Maddie, do you have anything to like add to that one?
I just think he's like a phone book killer. That's how he picks his victims. And
yes, he lets his fingers do the killing.
At random, and then he stumbles upon one that he already killed.
Oh, man. Back in the days, he would have a hard time with that now. Do you guys ever still get, like, one of those phone books in the mail, and it's maybe about a half-inch thick, and it's only about 6 inches by, like, 4 inches now?
I haven't gotten a phone book in probably, like, 5 years. They used to bring in my apartment, but...
Yeah, I get those weird little ones. It's some kind of regional directory thing, and they just end up going into my fireplace bucket. I just use it. I just use it to burn shit.
If I had a fireplace.
Yeah. So he just happens to find in the phone book this time Jezebel Jones.
When he says that first, it sounds like Jezebel.
Jezebel, yes.
Tell me I wasn't the only one who heard him say
no.
Jezebel.
Yes, he can't read. Yes.
Fucking read.
But she lives at 6969 Skilton Place.
I think Samantha, at that particular part, she said, "It's this illiterate asshole listening to bootleg Guns N' Roses going around killing people."
Yes.
Oh.
When you
it comes off as a poor
appetite
man's Richard Ramirez.
Yes, and I think that's probably what they were going for, but we found Axl Rose, Pauly Shore, and Rico Suave instead. But yeah, he does say the "let your fingers do the killing." So for anybody out there who's not old, that was it was not Indiana Bell, but Bell, I think. It was for the phone book. It was a commercial. Let your fingers do the walking.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, that's one that's lost on the current generation, I'm sure.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. So
yeah, a commercial about the Yellow Pages. Yes.
Did he use a rotary phone in this too? Like, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Like, that was the other film that we were taking and talking about. I think it's Satan's Place. Like, we were talking about that.
Oh, about the phone and yeah.
How archaic and all that is, as far as trying to explain it to people who are raised on cell phones.
Right, and especially just the fact of a phone book. I mean, that's like everybody was in it, and you had to like be unlisted, like you had to pay to not be in the phone book. I mean, yeah, crazy stuff. But we do meet Jezebel, and she is treated like a teenager. We find out she's 20 years old, and she looks at least 35.
Yeah, her and her mom could be sisters easily. Like,
oh yeah,
and she's listening to that loud ass music while she's on the phone. Like, how can you're bothering your parents with it, but how are you even having a conversation?
Not to mention that her parents put her to bed, which is pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh man!
When I was
so
20, I was living on my own. Not to go to bed.
But even if you did live with your parents, I could see them telling you turn your music down. But like, it's time to go to bed. Like, really? So she does. She plays it. I get the impression that they wrote this role to be a teenager.
Right.
But then they ended up casting someone who looked older, and so they threw in the one little thing about her being 20. Because I really think the way that they wrote it was supposed to be like a teenage girl who had her own phone line.
Right.
Yeah.
But hey, you got to work with what you got. We all do.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
And paint all the walls in your room black.
That's right, because that means you're goth.
And study witchcraft, which the father thinks is crap, but she finds it very enlightening and interesting.
Mm-hmm. She's going to end up being a witch like your mother.
I love the father in here. He reminds me of George Hardy from Troll 2 with his accent. I mean, literally, exactly the same voice.
Oh my god. Okay, I didn't catch that one, but yes. So after we are introduced to the family, the demon of death shows up at the house, and Jezebel wakes up the dad. And again, this is another scene that's like it doesn't seem like a 20-year-old would do this, but she's waking up the dad. Somebody's breaking into the house, blah, blah, blah. And it takes Mom like a good minute and a half after the lights have been flipped on and the daughter's sitting there yelling and the dad is talking for the mom to like kind of wake up and go, huh? She must have taken her sleeping pills that night.
And it's just like, hey, let's split up after this, and you go call the police and stay on hold because 911 on hold. It's
love that trope. But yeah, all lines are busy, and she keeps talking to it though, like she's talking to the recording. Like she doesn't know it's not a real person or something. Come on, please. Yeah. He's killing my family. Like, what do you think? There's like somebody just listening in going, oh, wait, we have a real emergency on the emergency line. We need to break in here. But I will say that the demon of death when he gets there and he starts doing his shit to dad and mom and her, he's a good killer. He's a good, he's learned a lot from his bootleg Appetite for Destruction. He's like he's really sadistic, and he is really pretty terrifying.
He's got some good one-liners too.
Oh my god, yeah. It was all one-liners.
I wrote down one. You know what I do to people who have balls? I cut them off.
But then he stabs the dad in the stomach. He doesn't even cut off his balls.
So good.
It's got this intense stink face throughout the entire thing. Oh, check your fucking hole or I'll do you now.
Yeah. And Mom is a worthless piece of shit.
Yes.
She just runs around the house going, no, and then it's like, just stand there and then just like run away, but yelling and screaming. Hey, whatever. I've never been in this situation. But yeah, where's that bitch I saw in the window? But yeah, go ahead.
Oh, the scene with the mom when he's got the gun up to her head, like that actually that was pretty sad though. That's a pretty quick shift, and
like right in front of the daughter. Yeah.
And then it goes back to goofy, wacky. Hey, I'm gonna run away from the killer and hide in the closet, but like wail really loudly so it can take and find where I'm at.
Yeah, there were like a couple moments, like the moment where he stabs and then ends up shooting the dad. That's kind of like, oof, and then the moment when he has the mom and shoots her. Everything else is just like, it's just so ridiculous. But, so he decides to play a game of Russian roulette. He does say one kind of cool thing. When he's fighting with Jezebel, he's like, fight it, and she's trying to bite him or something. He's like, eat my flesh, bitch. I was like, oh, that was pretty good. That was a pretty good line. But alas, he does not get Jezebel because
two wonderful cops come to save the day. Who are my
Roscoe and Enos.
Who are my second favorite parts of this movie. Oh my god.
Like, if you just had to, and this is the 80s, okay, so it is kind of, we've done Smokey and the Bandit, we've done Dukes of Hazzard, we've done, like, kind of it's always the sheriff's deputies that are the ones who are just completely clueless. It's not like the cops, it's the sheriffs. These two guys are like the Laurel and Hardy of bad sheriffs. Bad sheriffs of the 80s. It is so great.
I love them because they obviously love their lines and are like just completely hamming it up and having a good time with it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, when you're a cop and some punk points a gun at you.
Yeah, he doesn't flinch at that. Like it's like his line. Like, I've been asked this before, bitch. Now I'm gonna tell you what, don't question me and my gun, kind of thing.
Yeah.
We were at the donut shop when we got a call. There was the 211 in progress.
I love when they
love that donut shop line.
Yes.
Yes.
I love when they bust in to take and save the day. Like they kick in the door, and then immediately afterwards they're like, "Put the gun down!" But even before the down is out of their mouths, they're like opening fire.
Yep.
Just taking in and loading, and then we get the
Must be the LAPD.
Yes. Well, a lot of them actually. But anyway, I love the reporter too. That takes and pops up because like she's reading off the fucking clipboard the entire time. It's like whoever was supposed to read those lines didn't show up, so they're just like, "Hey, just read that."
Yeah, but you know what? Like, I mean, it's not like she could have a teleprompter. Channel 4 local news probably doesn't have that kind of money.
That is true.
Yeah, and neither does this movie. But as he's getting taken away, because of course the demon of death does not die, and as he's being taken away, he goes by like really quickly on the stretcher, and he just goes like to the camera, "Hail Satan!"
That made me laugh so fucking hard.
Love it.
It was wonderful.
It was definitely like that. Look, Mom, on TV kind of moment.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
If only he knew what Satan was really like.
Satan, yeah.
Satan doesn't like your jean jacket, sweetheart. Can you do a better job, okay?
Just a buff emo guy in the cave.
This is where we find out that everybody does know now that he's the phone book killer, and people want their names taken out of the phone book. Okay, that's great. Except for, number one, the guy's been apprehended. Number two, if your name gets taken out of the phone book, no one gets a new phone book until next year anyway. It's not like your name is erased from the fucking phone book, dipshits. Even this generation can understand that concept. But 1 year later, we get the hillbilly cops they're now detectives, and they are questioning him, trying to get a confession out of him, roughing him up. And they are even better as hillbilly detectives, I think.
Yeah.
I don't give a lizard dick if you fry your butt fuck. It's just the lines are just
Yes, I didn't even write any of them down because I put amount of name calling. I was like, I can't even keep up with the shit, because even he was like the demon of death was also throwing some things back, but it was like they read some sort of like handbook on how to insult the perp, and they just keep including those little catchphrases. And then, of course, they try to get this confession out of him. And they so this is another thing that may just be me, but they do like the clock ticking montage. We show like time passing, whatever. That is that General Electric square alarm clock that every house had.
Yes. Yeah, my grandparents had one of those.
Yes.
And can we mention the point to where he says, "Do you know why they call me the demon of death?" And then the clock starts turning. It's like,
yeah.
Why do they call you the demon of death? I want to know.
Clearly, they didn't want to know.
No.
Oh, man. But, of course, they get whatever they need. He's even, like, willing to give them more information, and they just go ahead and they're like, fuck it, we don't care. These other murders that might be solved, if we let him talk for 10 more minutes. But, so 6 years later, we have Jizz, who now actually looks like the right age, right? Like, she was supposed to, like, she should have been, like, 15, 16, 17 before. Now she looks like she's in her early 20s. But she calls on Grandma in a Russian accent. That was more German, I guess.
Yeah, the fog machine goes into overdrive again.
That's right. We waste another gallon of that juice.
Doesn't she ever like grandma's head in her apartment or something?
Yes, because she's
I was
like,
hoping
"Grandma,
that
I wish
wasn't
you
just
still
me,
lived."
but I was like, what the fuck? Why do you keep
Yeah,
head in your?
yeah. It's kind of like the Mrs. Voorhees trophy head kind of thing. She's shriveled up and shit. I would assume that's Grandma.
I mean, I would too. Yeah.
It's just some like vagrant that she's channeling her grandmother's soul from.
Who knows? But what I love here, I found a plot hole in this story, you guys.
Oh, good job.
What?
I know. So Grandma is trying to talk her out of it. Like, like she wants her revenge. Grandma's saying, just let it go. And she says it's been 6 years. Okay, but it was 1 year later.
Yeah.
And then another 6 years. So
7.
is it 6 years? Yeah, it's supposed to be 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, big plot hole right there. I bet I'm the first person to ever notice that shit. I'm the first person who ever called them out on it because of other plot holes. All right, so so we get back to the jail, right?
Yep.
And she has to recite this thing exactly when he dies.
The holy
which
word.
is really difficult. Which is really difficult if you're not there. I mean, even if an execution is at midnight or whatever, it still takes several minutes. You're not going to know that he died at 12:08 or 12:14. So she's taking a big chance here. But I love the executioner. Boss Hog as executioner.
That's what Samantha said too. She's like, look at this boss hog.
Oh, I already said Enos. Yeah.
Oh God.
Man, we got the coal trains, we got Boss Hog. All we need is a couple dukes and we're good.
He's got some good lines too in this.
He does, yes. He's got some good lines, just about as good as the other guys. You got any written down, Slade? I don't really have it.
I may be scum, but I'm legal scum.
Legal scum, yes. True.
Oh God.
Let's just keep the stereotype alive, everybody.
Oh, and then I think we were getting after they take and strap him down, and God, they kill him for God, what with the flashbacks taking and popping up in his head for a good solid minute or 2 minutes. He's taking it.
I wonder how long you can keep the juice going, like before like the whole power grid of the city is gone, you know? Everything else I've seen, which has been fake as well, like they pull the switch and it's like they go for maybe like 15 seconds before they like let off check them.
Yeah, but that electric chair takes and leads to I think Tony's favorite part of the movie, or this particular section, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah. So after he gets executed, he flies into Jezebel Jones' house in his electric chair.
It's flying
like
electric
it's a
chair.
ride at Disney. With lots of fog.
It's so batshit crazy.
It's like, sup? He's like, well, and evidently she just didn't, she goofed it up somehow, or she just was not powerful enough to take and contain him. So
I think it was the fact that she was supposed that Grandma warned her she had to say it exactly at the moment that he died. And that's the thing. There's no way she would know exactly the moment that he died. She's really taken a chance. I think that's it. She didn't quite get it.
unless she's sitting there in the living room for like 8 hours straight chanting, just like, God, I'm so fucking tired of this. Oh.
Well, when he comes back, he has that really bad, stupid reverb, demonic voice thing going on.
No, again, that you can't.
And once again, you can't
understand
tell
what
he's
says.
saying. Yeah.
Yes. What?
You only understand you.
Huh? Can you say that again slower? I don't get what you're saying. Oh, you want me to pitch? We're gonna play baseball? Okay. None of that really happened except for the really bad modulator.
Oh God.
It would have been okay, like with when they were using these voice modulators and stuff. You could just tell they were using a boom mic, and it's like, okay, at least mic those people or do it in ADR. Or
Yes,
something.
I mean, I don't understand why a lot of the parts with Satan and that part in particular they couldn't have done ADR with it, but like they probably just like got it all done, just like said, yeah, it's fucking done. Yeah, send off.
Hey, getting that electric chair to like slide in there and get it all coordinated, that probably would have been a pretty big undertaking, really.
Yeah, it's really rad. Really like that.
Yeah.
It's a great visual, yeah.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.
Do you guys have a dedicated setup for watching VHS, or do you take it like watching it on the old CRT?
Mm-hmm. I still prefer to watch VHS on my CRT TV. I have a CRT as well as a regular widescreen, but even sometimes I'll project VHS on my projector on my wall and stuff, and it's actually surprising how good VHS can look projected. You actually can see a lot more detail that you wouldn't notice on a small CRT monitor, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I usually watch them on my tube TV, but lately my tube TV hasn't been working, so I've been watching them on the regular TV. I'd like to get another tube TV to watch them on.
Yeah, they're getting hard to find these days. That's for sure.
I know. I'd like a VCR TV combo, but you know.
Well, we have one of those, and the VCR does not work.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah, that's the reason why those were not very popular.
Out on those things, yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, if you guys ever need a VCR, just let me know, because I rescue every single one I find at yard sales and stuff, because people sell them for like $1.
Right now, Slade, I need a new VCR because I've been using the camera I shot Spirit Animal on to use as a VCR.
Okay, I have 12, including a duplicator.
Nice.
I'll pay you for shipping.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll take it. I'll get you one set up, Maddie. We'll just message me with your address, and I want some more scratch and sniff stickers out of this. So.
You got it.
Okay. Good deal.
Rock on. What a train.
I've fucking derailed this train once again. I'm so sorry. We go to the troll fight. So
right.
Yes.
So yeah, and
yes.
but we have a couple cool little characters. That two-headed guy with the club. He's kind of cool. Yeah,
the Samantha commented on that as well. Like, she was saying that, some of these monster outfits were really cool, and that's what I thought too. Like the evil Jawa.
Yes, yes.
So it's
little rip-offy, yes. But this is where we get our big plot twist, though.
Yes.
That she is the sister, yes. But that it wasn't that she was accidentally killed. That Mother gave her to Satan to save Dad, who sold his soul to Satan.
Yep. And it didn't even work, because he still burns there today.
Exactly. Then what's the point? I guess he did other things to go to hell. I don't know.
Oh, and
or to the basement.
One of my favorite lines is out of this. I'm sorry, I've completely forgotten it. How is Mother? She's still alive? Well, then she would die.
She asks us at first in like a total Hallmark moment. Like, well, how is Mother? But But then we find out that Blondie here, Christina, whatever the fuck her name is, she can blow herself out of existence.
Yes.
Just
Ninja smoke traps. And
that's right.
like, how did they get in, like, seriously, they replaced her with another infant so she wouldn't die, so she could take and kill her sister in the future? But like, how did they get the other baby? They're just walking up to somebody and just like, hey, you need somebody to babysit? You know,
It's Satan. It's Satan. He can do whatever he wants.
I really love kids, so I'm gonna, I'll take really good care of them. We'll just keep them at our house for a couple days.
Okay, well, maybe that baby was sold by another couple who sold their souls to Satan, and so he had like a spare.
Yeah, a spare baby.
So he could do the switch.
Yeah, that worked.
Yeah, he liked this baby better. Something like that. Okay. But, of course, alas, Satan still sits in his throne, unintelligibly being weepy, so the jester has to tell him another story.
Oh, boy.
So, this is Death Among Clowns. I don't even know if the first one had a title. This one he told us this one had a title. But, this one to me, and I think we may have talked about this before, but it's like a really kind of low rent Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah. I mean, it's not entertaining. Like it's fine, but there's no twists. There's no any kind of major. It's just kind of there. And
yeah, I mean it's
years later.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's basically the story of somebody living in their own private hell that we've seen over and over. But the thing that sets this apart from that is Mickey Lamort.
Played by the director.
Yes.
Oh.
Yep, and the fellow who plays Charlie wrote the Howling novels. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So yeah, basically Charlie's a clown who's a drunk. And this young dude, Clem, he's sitting there just counting money. Because, very Scrooge McDuck or whatever. But he finds out that Charlie still isn't ready to go on stage. He's got to go on stage in 10 minutes. He tells the janitor to go get him, whatever. And he kind of is he's a little nice to him. But you can tell he's at the end of his rope because Charlie's drunk again in his dressing room. Doesn't even have his makeup on.
He has some of his makeup on. It's just not done.
He needed to just do the other eye, really. I mean,
yeah, I don't understand why they said that. It's you don't have your makeup on. Yes, he does. He's got makeup on. It's
he had a white face. He could have gone on stage with the white face and half an eye.
It's just a bunch of dumb kids. They'd be like, "Oh, there's clown." Woo! So, he's already got the outfit on and everything. So
a clown who can't juggle because he's drunk. Woo!
I would have found it more entertaining if I was a kid. Just
right. You just make it like a slapstick sort of routine, right?
Exactly.
Hey, look, he's just like my dad.
Oh my. Yeah, he does kind of, I mean, he seems to have almost he feels bad because it was his dad was the one who hired him, and now he's taking over the circus, and he's tried to give him a chance, blah blah blah, but he's still a schmuck. So he fires him and basically tells the janitor, "Hey, you need to go get his outfit because you're going on."
You're going on. I don't have a bit, and it's just go out there and get his outfit. Just rip it off of his body. I
would have been like, no, you go get it and you go on stage. If it means so much to you, I'm mopping the floors.
Yeah.
Well, you would think too, if he's fine putting a janitor out there, what's so bad about putting the drunk out there? You know what I mean?
Exactly. He's got years of experience.
A janitor who keeps telling you he has no bit, and he has no makeup on. He's not going to get makeup on in 5 minutes. But whatever. So this to me though is really shitty because the janitor's just doing his job. He's really just, he's just doing whatever. But Charlie, I'm assuming Charlie figures that the next person who's going to enter the room is going to be the owner. And he rigs himself to be hung when the door opens by the doorknob. And that poor frickin' janitor is the one who does it.
I'm really sorry, Charlie, but I gotta...
I gotta get your stuff.
Well, shit. Oh.
I was so ready for that door to open, like, inward and not outward, though.
Oh. It's like a Friday the 13th blooper, like, oh, okay.
Wah, wah. I can't even kill myself, right?
Yeah. But of course, this is where it's like, you can see what's happening already. Then he's fine. He's on the floor like, oh, I kind of bumped my head, blah, blah, blah. He breaks his gin bottle, and then it's like, it's his personal hell. Duh. Like I said, we've seen this a million times before. But that's when our weird clown comes in. Mickey Lamort, who he is. He even says he is death among clowns. So we even have a nod to the Jester's title.
Yeah, I love his shrieking voice. Hey, Charlie!
Yeah, with the little sharp
ridiculous.
teeth. He's really good. He's really good.
Really good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really creepy too.
Yeah.
It is funny that the director is the best actor in this film.
He's got the most to lose if it.
Yes, that is true. I'm gonna give this my all. But then again, if you put yourself in like that outfit and stuff, how could you not just be like as batshit crazy as you possibly could?
Yeah.
That would just channel your craziness.
Right.
Yeah, the majority of this section, like almost the entirety of it, is shot in just like one room. So they probably were taking and saving a great deal of money with this particular section. But this movie really feels like, to me, that they had intended to have at least maybe one more story on and wrap it up, or another whole movie afterwards.
Yeah. Well, they definitely thought they were getting a sequel.
Yeah, they did.
Well, they allude to a lot more, than you see.
Yeah, but yeah, I can't think of another anthology that only has 2 stories. Creepshow.
There's a few.
Has 3.
I'm sure there's a few, but I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Creature Realm is 2 stories. There's a few out there, yeah.
Yeah, it's just not very common.
No.
Except that Two Evil Eyes is 2 stories in Quicksilver Highway.
Oh, yeah. God, it's been forever since I've seen Quicksilver.
I haven't seen that.
Same here. I'd love to watch it again right now.
And maybe when you're done with this, you can watch it as a palate cleanser.
Well, I don't know where I can watch it, so we'll see.
Might have to find that for you. But basically, this goes into like the whole like Scrooge moment of just like, cataloging his sins and like saying, then you find out he was a shitty person. He wasn't just a drunk clown. Like, he got in that fight and he ended up stabbing that guy in the neck, and then he took it. He stole his money. Yes.
Needed booze money.
And he drank the devil's urine.
Yum, 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 yum. Love the devil's urine.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So, does this really have an end to it? I don't think it really does it? It's just kind of like he gets his life dealt back to him.
Revealed he's in purgatory, so... Yeah, shocker, he's in purgatory, people. Didn't see that coming.
Oh. And he's
with no gin.
He stabs Morty in the chest, and then all of a sudden he's like, yeah, I won, and then... surprise! And then it's
doesn't matter.
It doesn't have much of a punch. Not like flying electric chairs and horrible reverb voices. Oh.
And I will say that I said that these two stories have nothing to do with the wraparound, but these both are dealing with purgatory, and that was kind of what the Jester was trying to go for, but I don't think Satan probably cares about purgatory, because then he doesn't get the people, right?
Right.
That's probably just a frustrating tale to him.
Yeah.
Well, that's why
Like,
he's so whiny.
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't get those two people, and I don't get my girlfriend.
Well, I think after the second segment ends, he says, Charlie burns now in the lakes of fire. He's yours now, my lord, and he suffers eternally, or something. It's like,
don't worry, we got
we
him.
got him.
We got him,
coach.
Oh my god. But yeah, then the last part of this is just basically like a setup for a sequel. Like, we go back to the Satan stuff, and the dark-headed girl says, I will return to the Black Forest, and I'll get you, sister, blah, blah, blah. You know, and then it's basically, I have more stuff I can't understand by Satan. And then Jester, because, she has to go and get the sister, right?
Yeah,
she says
she
she's
wants
gonna go back
revenge,
out.
and Satan's like,
Right.
but I want you to stay here.
Come on, weren't we going to play Uno tonight?
Oh, it's like he can't stop her at all because he's mopey Satan. So
That's
fetch
right,
me my
'cause he's
armor.
Satan. Oh, whatever. But the Jester's like, I'll tell you another story, okay, my lord? Like, Satan's Storybook 2 coming soon, or not.
Yeah, get Ginger Lynn
Maybe.
taking popping up and being like, "Hey, here's a sequel coming. You bet you can't wait for this shit. Woo, let's go."
Okay, but don't hold your breath, everybody.
Yeah, and it's so damn frustrating because I want to know what happened. I want to know.
To
Do
me,
you now?
to me, it just reeks unfinished movie. You know, it seems like maybe they ran out of budget or God knows what, and they just didn't finish it.
Yeah.
How long was it? It was like an hour and a half, so it could have gone longer.
It was
correct?
like an hour and 20
Because what's-
minutes. And there was like 10
Yeah.
minutes of nothing on Tubi.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Just
really?
like afterwards.
Like, it just stopped?
Yeah,
And then
it was just
like black.
nothing.
That's called trying to get those sweet advertising dollars.
Mm,
Wow. Yeah, because they're just counting on somebody going to the bathroom and, like, you know, then they start to go make a drink and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And they're like,
well,
you know.
too.
Because
I
I
think,
went to get another beer, and I was like, oh, I got like 15 minutes left. I came back, it was like 5 minutes, and I was like, that's it?
What?
now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think with some of those streaming platforms, it's not necessarily how many clicks you get, like on your actual film. It's how long people take and spend watching it. So
Yes.
uh,
I
so-
deal with streaming channels with my job, and typically most of the money is made from ad revenues from when they place ads on the content. So
Yeah, 'cause
typically
definitely
that's how you make your money off of those.
ad revenue.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like you said, I mean, if you just let it play for another 10 minutes and you were like, you went to go like make dinner or whatever, like a lot of us do when we watch Tubi. It's kind of like there, it's on, whatever they say is next, we'll watch. They still got their ad revenue for those ads that you didn't see.
yes, sometimes like on like Twitch, some of the streamers I watch, I'll sometimes just leave it with the sound off in the background just to take and support them, you know, because like if I'm busy doing other things.
Yeah. Hey, whatever. Tubi, I love you. I don't care if you padded this by 10 minutes. That's probably 10 minutes that would have been agonizing. I'm not sure. But yeah,
Tubi's...
now that you guys say that, I could see that they could put in another quick story and another, like an ending wraparound. And maybe they just, ran out of budget or something.
Mm-hmm.
I just want the wraparound's conclusion. I don't care about any other stories. I just want to know if Ginger Lynn takes in.
Like, I'll do a story for it.
Yes.
Well, you
Yeah,
know, maybe there's some type of porn crossover because the producers actually would make porno films. That's how Ginger got involved. The people behind it, you know, were behind Even Stevens Video, which distributed a lot of adult titles back then. So who knows? Maybe there's some connection in one of their adult features.
Oh,
Satan's Naughty Storybook.
Samantha
Right.
said, like, how much nudity is in this? And I said, none.
Zero.
None.
Yep.
And she
And
said,
talk about a
"What?"
bummer. You know, I remember when I first rented this as a kid.
Wonder Woman outfit.
Oh yeah, with the
You know,
cover.
you rent this as a kid, and you see Ginger Lynn big on the cover, and you're expecting to get something in there, and yeah, there's
Right.
no nudity.
Yeah, that is definitely fast. That's false advertisement.
12-year-old Tony was very disappointed.
as was Slade. But I still enjoyed it. I still had fun. It is.
for
It's
sure.
got a very, very, very memorable cover to it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's. I remember seeing it on the. They actually displayed it. It had one of those rare spots where it would be displayed from front facing forward, whereas the majority of our shelves were from the side. So.
Right. Was it like a bigger one, like the big clamshell?
Yeah, I think ours was cut and put into a clamshell, which is just makes collectors shudder whenever that kind of stuff happens.
Yeah, it was originally a slipcase VHS. You know.
Yeah, it's God, I miss those days so much. Sometimes sad. My local family video closed.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Maddie, you got some stuff. Like, was that a liquidation sale online?
What stuff?
Oh, the family video stuff.
Family video stuff.
Like, she helped me get some stuff too.
Yeah, I looked up some stuff I was looking for on Family Video, but I don't even know if I'm going to get any of it. They refunded my stuff for a Necrophile Passion, and I haven't got Demon Queen yet, so...
I haven't got my copy of Demon Queen either. And I got everything else I ordered except for that. And it pisses me off.
What did you order? Dolls and what?
I ordered dolls. It's funny that we were talking about that earlier. Dolls.
I was going to message you about it, actually. Because I don't think I'm going to get Demon Queen. I don't think I'm going to get either. I got to check my email.
Like Dolls and Ghoulies 1 and 2 on Blu-ray from both of the Scream Factory releases. Both of them are out of print. And they only had them for like $14 a piece, and they're going for a lot more than that. So I picked up Dolls and Ghoulies 1 and 2 and the Poughkeepsie tapes. So I have not watched that yet.
Bad.
So I guess we'll see if you get those things. So, Family Video, you're screwing us even in the very end?
Well,
I'm
still going to support Family Video no matter what.
Yeah, true.
My local Family Video went out of business, but I was friends with everybody there. So when it was really sad, I was down there the last day that they were open before the shutdown actually happened in our state. And they gave me a whole bunch. They gave me some new releases, signs. I've got some of the Halloween rental signs and their clock to take and put up whenever we get our house, and I can make a dedicated movie room so I can remember.
Awesome.
Now, like, it was rumored, like, when a lot of them closed down, like, months and months ago, before any of, like, the virus stuff, it was rumored that they went bankrupt and all of them were closing, but the ones around me didn't close. Is it now that the company is going totally bankrupt?
I think that they've been really hurt by the shutdown, like a lot of other businesses that deal in physical media.
See, all of mine around here, and like after the whole bankruptcy thing, and this might be the key thing, all the ones around here have a Marco's Pizza with them.
Yes, yeah. From what I understand, Family Video started off as kind of like a real estate venture, whereas they would take and have either rent out the space to a restaurant or take and own the property themselves so they could take and... But most of the ones going out of business right now are ones that are they don't own the properties involved.
Oh.
So there's 3 that's close to me within an hour's drive, and all of them have Marco's Pizza. So
yeah.
So
I know
sad.
there's one still. I mean, it's like a 90-minute bus ride away, which I will do to visit one time. But I used to have one within walking distance, but I know that one was still open as far as I know. I think there's at least two close to me. Close-ish.
Did it have a Dingo's Pizza in it?
God, I wish. Dingo, save that shit.
Yeah. You need to work on some movie tie-ins here, Maddie.
I'm trying.
Okay, back to this. I'm sorry. We were still talking about this movie. We need to rate Satan's Storybook. So let's start with Tony.
So, this one, I've seen it numerous times. I really enjoy it, but the stories themselves, so the Demon of Death and the Mickey Lamort story at the end there, the stories aren't that great. It's pretty typical kind of father. Where this movie lies for me is in those wraparound segments. I absolutely love the wraparound. I love whiny emo Satan. I love Ninja Ginger Lynn. We didn't mention, but one of my favorite scenes in this movie is actually where Ginger Lynn is having a sword fight with this other monster, which is just absolutely great. And if you look closely, it looks like the monster has a boner. It's totally got that. It reminds me of like a cheesy like Motley Crue Looks That Kill music video meets the Grim Reaper Fear No Evil music video. It's got that early kind of 80s MTV type look to it. And, it's just a lot of fun. So the stories themselves, I'd say they're pretty mediocre. I'd give the stories a 2.5, but the wraparound, I would give a 4. So overall, I'd give this guy a 3.25. I think it's a pretty fun little flick. I think it's definitely worth checking out if you're an SOV fan. Also, the makeup effects were really great. The Satan mask I thought was really cool. The monsters are cool. There's definitely some heart behind this, but it does just seem kind of unfinished and maybe kind of rushed to get out on video store shelves. So 3.25.
And it does, when you say there's heart, it has less heart than most SOV movies that I watch, in my opinion. Like, you don't feel that there was that whole, like, group of people who were just like, okay, we'll eat bologna sandwiches. That was probably a wrong sandwich to pick. Just to get the movie done, whatever. Like, you don't have, like, all the stories of, like, everybody, banding together to get it done. And I think the fact that Ginger Lynn is in it probably, like, bolstered it up a little bit. But it didn't, like, not enough. I am not a Dungeons and Dragons kind of girl. I like being able to hear what people are saying in a movie. I think I'm even going lower this time, but it was fun, and it was fun to talk about. I think that's the thing. It's more fun to talk about it with you guys. I'm going to give it, I didn't realize we were doing 0.25s, but I'm going to give it a 2.5. Maddie, we'll end with Slade. So, Maddie, what do you think?
I was thinking 3 out of 5. I never do 0.5, 0.5, whatever. But I didn't like it that much. I didn't hate it. I've seen a lot worse. The stories were okay. The wraparound, when I first tried to watch it, I was like, oh god, this is like Lord of the Rings shit. But like, it was just like, oh my god, okay. And I paused it before I got even to the first story, but the stories are okay for what.
Because you were like, what did you say? You forgot you didn't have any beer, so you were gonna have to pick it up later.
Yeah.
Beer definitely doesn't enhance.
You gotta be a little bit loaded when you watch it. It's not terrible. Sure. I've seen worse. It's mediocre, so I'll give it like in the middle of 3 out of 5.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Maddie.
Right.
You make like Lord of the Rings shit. I was saying, yeah, I've never done Dungeons and Dragons, that stuff. Do you like fantasy type movies?
Not really, other than Never-Ending Story.
Yeah, see, I just can't. I never get into anything that's mystical and magical with people with fake British accents. I just don't get it.
I hate fantasy movies. I love Neverending Story, and literally that's about it. I can't get into fantasy stuff. I can't. Because
what about
Harry Potter? Watched the first one. It was okay. I hate Lord of the Rings. So when I first started watching it, I was like, oh god, this is like fantasy bullshit.
Yeah, and the only thing that I've ever been able to, that I can say I truly got into, that was even in that realm, was Game of Thrones.
I never watched Game
What
of
about
Thrones.
the Harryhausen flicks, like the Sinbad movies and stuff like that? None of you guys are fans of those?
Sinbad's fun, but
I like those because of the Harryhausen stuff, because of the stop motion, but not because of the story.
I'm a big fan of a lot of that stuff. I love like Jack the Giant Killer and Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, all that stuff. Those are great.
I am too. I grew up on that stuff.
Because I don't think I'd probably enjoy it.
See, I just like the cheese factor of
those
things.
I love Falcor. If I can keep saying how much I love Neverending Story with us.
What about Arthax?
What?
I can't.
No, Arthax. The poor horse.
Oh. The poor thing. No, I agree.
Yeah, so that may be where Maddie and I are coming in a little lower on this, is that's not a genre, because clearly the wraparound on this was where all the budget was put, all the time and everything. I never would have written a movie that was just about, like, Satan warrior ninjas in the dark forest, blah, 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 magic. I never would have rented something like that.
No, I don't like fantasy stuff at all.
No. I always get too confused. But anyway. Okay, so good to know. Good to know. So don't ever have me and Maddie watch a fantasy movie again. Slade, what is your rating?
Oh, I think everybody knows where I sit on this. Ever since we first met, back in the Killer Flicks days, I was an advocate for this film, trying to get people to watch it, and I really love this film. I really do. I totally agree that the stories are. Well, I agree that the second story is kind of meh. But the Demon of Death one, just with the over-the-top lines, the cops, the just ridiculousness of all of it, and I just really enjoyed that part. The stories kind of bring it down to like a 3 for me, but the wraparound just pushes it forward to being a 4 for me, because I love the wraparound. I like just the general look of all this. And, the choreography. Like, you're talking about the sword fight. Samantha...
The boner fight.
Samantha's she was like, who the fuck did the choreography for this film? Because she was analyzing it from a theatrical production, like the way that it looked.
Exactly. We should mention that's one of the things that Sammy does in her job.
And it drove her insane.
So do we get to hear her?
She's still recovering in the other room from the experience.
Will she come
in? She might not watch anymore after this.
She might be filing for divorce papers.
No. I am a good husband. I take and go to musicals with her, and I fall asleep during them. But like,
what's your favorite musical you saw with her? If I can ask.
Favorite one that I saw with her, like Chicago was really good. Let's see. Trying to think of some other ones that we took and actually went and watched productions of. We watched a lot at home. She actually really likes Repo and Little Shop of Horrors, and
there you go. Some commonality there.
Yeah, I've got a soft spot for horror musicals, but it's or wacky ones like Streets of Fire, like just ones that are just what the fuck is this? This is so weird. It's just awesome.
Did you guys watch Anna and the Apocalypse?
Yes, we watched that here recently. That was another one that she really, really enjoyed that one. She had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I really
I am
enjoyed
not a
it,
musical
too.
person. Yeah. I actually have a few of the songs on my Amazon playlist, and that speaks volumes, trust me, because I am not a musical girl. No fantasies, no musicals.
I am. There's something about my lizard brain that whenever somebody's taking and talking, and then all of a sudden they break into song, it totally turns me off. Like it just shuts off me watching the movie, and I'm just like, now they're singing. They shouldn't be singing. They should be. Why is everybody?
Where's the band?
Why is everybody ignoring that they're singing?
See, I love musicals because I think it's like the ultimate cheese fest when people start randomly singing for no fucking reason. I love musicals, and I never used to when I was a kid, but as I've gotten older, so fun.
Any fans here of
Maddie?
Poultrygeist or Cannibal the Musical?
Okay, so those are musicals that I can deal with.
So,
right.
I love Seven Brides or Seven Brothers as well.
Okay.
As far as like more mainstream musicals go, and if you ever have the chance to see Book of Mormon, so amazing.
Okay. See, these are musicals I can get behind. Seven Brides for Seven Brothers.
Yeah, we've got a.
But yeah,
we've got a sign.
any fans of
so ridiculous, Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. My uncle showed that to me when I was younger, and I was just like, this is just fucking ridiculous.
Which movie?
any fans of? I was going to ask if any of you guys are fans of a Nudist Colony of the Dead.
I haven't seen it.
I've never seen
Don't
that.
think I've seen that.
That's a musical as well. Shot
Well, I
on
need to
I
fucking
think
watch
8mm
right now.
or 16mm. It's Mark Pirro, the guy who did Curse of the Queer Wolf, did it. It's not a great movie. The title is better than anything else, but it's definitely an interesting one. I definitely recommend giving it at least a watch if you can find it. It's kind of hard to track down these
Tony,
days.
have you ever seen It's Rectuma?
It's on. Isn't it on Hulu or Tubi right now?
Which
Rectuma?
one?
I haven't heard of that.
It's
No.
on Tubi.
It's from the
I've
filmmaker
seen
who
it.
did Curse of the Queer Wolf, and it's like this
Okay,
guy
Mark Pirro.
is legitimately killing people, and it's fucking amazing. And I highly recommend.
Yes, I've heard of that one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I've seen it on. I think it is on Tubi where I've seen it, and I've been like, oh, that sounds like something I would watch, whatever. But lately, I've heard people say a lot about it. Okay, this was. Yeah, it is Mark Pirro. You're right. Okay, might have to watch that one. Awesome.
And
Rectuma.
speaking of the Book of Mormon, like we've got a poster here at the house that's signed by the entire cast when it came to Nashville.
Ooh.
So awesome! I wish I could have afforded that when I saw it.
Yeah, Samantha won it in a lottery that they did down when she was doing work down there during the summer. She's got to get so many hours in of taking and learning random shit and going to certain classes. So yeah, they had a raffle for it, and she won that, and she was super excited for.
Okay, can we get Samantha for 5 minutes? Tell her I'm asking her pretty please.
Okay, I'll try.
Yeah.
Just you just promise me that you'll grill her on it, okay?
No.
Okay, hold on a second. Be right back.
See, I'm curious because if you guys don't know, she is a high school English teacher, but she's also the drama coach or drama whatever. She runs all like the musicals and stuff at the school.
If she
So
Wood Chipper Massacre, what, a 2 out of 5? I'm really curious what she gave this.
Here she is. The shit on your dreams.
there we go.
Da, da, da.
Okay, don't scoot any closer,
Hi,
else.
Samantha.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, we need to make a segment name for you, by the way. So
You mean?
I said Samantha the Outsider.
Oh, you mean Samantha shits on your dreams isn't a good answer?
That is probably good. That is probably good. Except for I won't give a little bit away that 2 out of 4 of us are not like so super keen on this movie. So What is your thought of Satan's Storybook, Samantha?
Oh my goodness. What do I say about this hot garbage fire of a movie?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Somebody's with me.
Yeah.
It is like somebody took a lot of cocaine.
Oh, it was from the 80s, so that's just like a given.
Well, okay, but I'm talking about a lot of cocaine.
A lot of bad cocaine.
Yes, like crack. They were getting the most bang for their buck. That's what they spent the budget on for this movie, is just crack. And
and fog.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So the people who did the lighting and the fogs, particularly for the Satan's Bride segments, deserve an award because and the gesture scenes too. Like they deserve the biggest awards because like that is just magical. And a lot of the like the creature costumes were really, really good, but I just feel like that's where they spent their money. The acting, particularly in that segment, is just really painful. And they didn't have much of a script to go with it. Like the dialogue is so stilted, it hurts. And
you understood the dialogue because I could never hear what Satan was saying.
No, nobody understood what Satan was saying because they didn't think about, we bought this mask from Halloween Express and you can't hear what he says out of it. But I was talking between the two sisters. You know, like the hunter has become the hunted or whatever, and a lot of... Yeah. I'm going to take you to... I think they called it more duh instead of more door.
Yeah, yes, I think you're right.
You know, because you have to change it a little bit. And I'm sure, like, the thing that kind of made this movie particularly bad for me in a way that other movies of this genre haven't been bad is the fact that, okay, I'm trying to think about the last week's movie. Wood Chipper Massacre. Knew it was, you know, that movie. Like, hey, we don't have the biggest budget. This is just us hanging out and making a movie. It's not going to be the greatest. And we know that is going to be, you know, like, it's going to be bad, but we're going to know it's bad. We're going to own it it's bad, and we're going to have fun. And this movie didn't know it was bad. Like I'm sure that when they wrote this, they were like, we are so brilliant. We are so great. And, no, dude, it's the crack talking. The murder segment, like there were some good parts in that. There was some really just fantastical dialogue. Like, I kind of enjoyed that part. Batman was great because he was such a trope and he knew he was a trope, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's Boss Hogg. The fact that he calls everybody bitch is just, you know, kind of magical, and so I could get behind that. There was one, and I know Slade wrote it down, like, the cops. What was that? I don't give a lizard dick.
Because he's scum.
I don't give a lizard dick what you do.
Oh, yes.
And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to incorporate that into life, but that has to become a thing now.
Lizard dick is now in your
vernacular. Yes, it is. It's now in my vernacular, and all I can say is I really hope I don't say that at work.
I hope you do.
Oh, no. No, I don't think that would be appropriate.
You're going to start a trend. You're going to say it under your breath. One of your students is going to hear it and think, that is awesome. And then they're going to say it, and then it's going to
become a thing. It's just going to go around, and it's going to, you know, I just don't give a lizard dick what you do.
And you're like, never heard it in my life.
No, I have no clue where that came from. And then the clown, honestly, like the clown story at the end seemed like it had the best acting. it still had terrible dialogue, but it had the best acting. Death the Clown or whatever. The actor was great. I loved him. And I was like, oh, this is going to be so good. Like, we're going to finally get something. And then it just dropped.
Yeah,
And I was
a
like,
little bit.
what just happened? I was waiting for the other shoe to drop on that one. Like, what's his punishment going to be? Or is he going to kill Death the Clown? And then, like, take over his spot. Like, I had no idea. But nothing ever happened. And then it was just over. And then we go back to the sisters. And it's like, to be continued. No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And Slade made a note for me, something that I said. Oh, yeah. Something I said toward the end of it, like that the last scene where she's like telling Satan off. The Queen of Hell can't do her own black eyeliner. Like, it was all over her damn face. And it was just like, is it so dark down there you couldn't see when you were putting it on? What the heck?
Okay, but my comment was, it's good to know you could still get a curly perm in hell.
Yes, that is true. And I'll tell you, Satan's like real agenda there was to burn a hole in the ozone layer with all the Aquanet.
And the fog
And
machine.
the fog machine. Yes, nobody could breathe on that set at all. Maybe they didn't need crack. Maybe they were just high on like aerosol fumes. I have no freaking clue.
Oh, no. I know it. It's going to be called Samantha Explains It All.
There you go. Although I feel like I can't listen to all of what's being said on Slade's end because I do try to be quiet and like be in the other room. But I know that he mentions a lot of what I said already. So the whole thing about like all the fog and the light and the choreographed dancing that the jester had at the beginning, and all I could think was, why the hell are we in Cats?
So what would you give this on a scale from 1 to 5?
Oh,
1 being obviously the worst, 5 being the best. You can do half points if you care.
No, this is, well, I'll give it a 1.5. There were some things that I thought were, yeah. I mean, I will never watch this again.
It was a 1 initially.
Well, okay, but I got a saying out of it. I don't care.
You were able to say enough positive things to give it a 0.5,
Yeah.
and you're going to start a trend at your
I'm going to
school.
start a trend. All the teenagers are going to start saying this. And then I'm going to claim that I have no idea where it came from.
He's
And
going to be saying it to me in the house when I don't do something you want. And you're like, I don't give a lizard dick what you're doing.
yay! That is true. That's how I'm going to use it. Yay! So that
yeah. So just so you know that Maddie and I did not give it the greatest ratings. Like, we weren't super into it. Neither of us are into like fantasy stuff. To start out with, Slade and Tony had much more of a nostalgia aspect on it, and they gave it much higher scores.
Well,
So I agree with like everything you said. I gave it a little bit higher, but I agreed with everything you said.
Well, Slade said, he goes, "You're going to watch another shot on video movie today." I said, "I am," and he said, "It's like one of my favorites." And I, okay. And he said, "And it's so 80s-tastic, and I'm pretty sure everybody was on crack the whole time they were doing this."
I said Coke.
Yeah.
Oh, Coke. Yeah, he thought they were on the fancy
No.
stuff.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
totally weren't.
Yeah, this one was a little. It's more fun to talk about than it was to watch, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to make fun of, but it was not fun to watch because, like, and I will say that the other movies that they're having fun with it. Like, you can tell that they just had a blast making those movies.
Yeah.
And this one, I think, like, it appears that they had some connections, they had some budget, and they probably thought that they were just coming up with the most amazing movie in the history of the world, and they just really weren't.
So thank you very much, Our Lady on the Street.
Yay! I'm
Thank
looking at
you.
Slade now.
Yeah.
Bye.
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 I do love, though, that she said basically the same exact things that Maddie and I have said, but she rated it like a whole 2 points lower.
She's here to shit on your dreams, basically.
No, but
Not your
she's
dreams,
right.
Slade, not ours.
Yeah. No, she's right, though. She said it exactly perfectly. Like, when I was saying this one just didn't feel like it had heart, when she was saying, at least these other movies, you can see these people were having fun. They knew they were making something quote-unquote bad, and they were owning it. These people did not own it. And I think that's a very fair assessment.
Yeah.
No.
No, I don't agree.
Okay, so here's our challenge for the next show. Okay, and we don't have to pick it now. We need to think of a movie we can review in 2 weeks that we think that Samantha will like.
God, if you're a conjure into watching another one. No,
I just want Samantha to watch Spirit Animal.
Oh,
she totally will. She thinks that the scratch and sniff stuff is amazing.
There you go. Maybe not in 2 weeks, 4 weeks, tops.
I want the shark mask. I really do. It's.
you say that every time.
I know I am. I'm assuming some of the masks are going to be perks for an Indiegogo or something at some point.
With an Indiegogo, I don't know.
No, Maddie already sold that for.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. But no, that's our challenge. We all need to kind of think of a movie that maybe that a mainstream person, a shot on video movie that a mainstream person might actually somewhat appreciate.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, it's not a now thing.
How about Ozone?
Ozone is so fucking good. I have it on DVD under Street Zombies.
I don't own that
that
one.
So,
It's good.
it's really good.
We could probably find it, or we can figure it out if that's.
Yeah.
So that'll be our first, first pick at it. But yeah, we will find something that maybe we can get. If we can get her, okay, yes, you can buy it or rent it on YouTube.
Good deal.
So
Okay.
What she likes, Splatter Farm. I mean, come on, it's fucking Splatter Farm.
No.
she doesn't like horror at all.
She
Everyone
likes
Splatter Farm.
I'll tell you, her taste in horror films are supernatural or kind of religion based.
Which all require money and budget. So hey, I guess we're out.
She doesn't like she likes some if it gets gory, that's fine, but just as long as there's a point to it, not like endless torture films. That's that's completely out. No, any extended.
No goregasm or anything like that for her. Okay.
I just watched Gorgasm recently for the first time.
I liked it. I liked the whole trilogy, but I think Gorgasm was my favorite one of the
I think she would.
Yeah, Slade.
We're so on. We're so simpatico tonight, Maddie.
I know.
I want to say
I
that she.
like the other two. Gorotica should have been my favorite, but
Gorodica's great.
but I like Orgasm a lot.
Yeah, they're all good.
Now,
Hugh Gallagher.
Now, are those? Are you referring to the new SRS DVDs or Blu-rays? Because those are new cuts of the movies. Those are not the original cuts.
No, I
Yeah.
don't know that till now.
Yeah, I've yet to watch those new versions. I know my documentaries, I think, are on either the DVD or the Blu-ray that I've made. But
I was going to message you about them, but I never did. Obviously, sorry.
But I remember Hugh had mentioned to me that he had recut them for those releases. So I got to check those out. I'm kind of wondering. I know he said he fixed a lot of problems that were in the earlier releases and kind of cut out some of the padding and stuff.
Oh, well, then maybe that's why I liked them so much.
No, I mean, they're great
Editing
movies.
can be good with the
I love
pacing.
them. It just, I'm just typically, I try to watch the original versions. You know, I got them on VHS, so if I watch them, I usually watch the VHS. But I've been meaning to check out those new versions. I am interested in seeing them.
Yeah, because we've talked about this before. That when we have like digital editing, it's so much easier to shave off that half second or whatever. Sure. Those little things than it is than VHS. And so I could imagine that if I had made stuff, be like, oh God, that little blip in the audio pisses me off every time. And now it's like, all I have to do is put that in Adobe Premiere.
On those old decks, I mean, the way they had to do it is they literally had to do it in order. So if they fucked up on something, they'd have to start their edit from the very beginning again. I mean, that's how those things worked. And so, they had to go just fuck it a lot of the times if there was a problem, because, you only got so much time, when you're renting the equipment, at the local television station to edit your film,
Like John McBride said, he only had a day or two to edit most of his films. Right. I think Chipper Massacre and Cannibal Camp Out. I thought, what the fuck?
Yep. Well, on Cannibal Camp Out, remember on the commentary, he said he had 2 days. He had rented 2 days at the studio. And then after the first night, or during the first night, they found out he was making a horror movie, and they told him he couldn't come back the next day, so he had to edit the whole thing in one night.
Wow.
Even with digital video, I can't imagine that.
No, that's it's amazing. That's why these guys are pioneers,
Fuck yes. And I have
that's why we love them.
I have the Splatter Farm, sorry to interrupt. And it comes with the VHS, and I haven't watched it yet, but I know that's the original cut. I'm so excited to check it out.
Watch the VHS version. Watch it. If you like the DVD cut, just wait till you see the VHS version. I prefer it light years above the DVD version. It's really? so great. It's way crazier. It's way more graphic. It's awesome. I highly recommend watching that VHS cut.
I'll watch it tomorrow just after that.
How much is cut out of the original Camp Motion release rather than the subsequent re-release they did? Because I've got the original release they did on DVD.
Yeah, so I think they only, and maybe I'm wrong, I think the only way they released that VHS cut is in that new box set that came with the VHS.
Motherfucker.
And the cut is
you can still order it, Shade. I'm a little drunk.
Yeah, I think it's not out of print yet. You can still find that one.
I don't know.
I know, it's like I got so much else to buy too.
Yeah.
If you like Splatter Farm, though, I'm telling you that VHS cut is where it's at. So
Splatter Farm is top 5 SOV movies of all time, probably right behind Video Violence and Killer Nerds. So probably number 3.
Yeah, that one was a lot of fun. It's I was shocked at the level of debauchery in some parts. The fucking ant.
It's so good.
Oh. So yeah, we'll try and think of something. Ozone could be good. I think she might enjoy that. So, you want to take and go for that?
All right. Well, we'll say it for now. Yeah, because like I said, I just found it. It's rentable. So
yeah, then totally. That's good.
Okay, then that's what we're doing in 2 weeks.
Street Zombies.
Woo-woo.
Well, that's another one that actually has multiple cuts as well. So you got a VHS.
All of them do.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Well, there's the new version that's actually coming out. I saw they're putting out a Blu-ray of that soon. That JR just remastered the film, and yeah.
I swear to God, Tony, this is becoming friends with you. You've made me so neurotic on these fucking movies. I'm just like, fuck, I've not seen the right cut. God, no.
What I find kind of strange, though, is that when they have like a quote-unquote better, cleaner cut, that they don't also include like the quote-unquote dirty cut.
Oh, yeah. It's fucking maddening to me because I want to see it in its purest form. And when I have to pay $100 for a VHS for it, just that, and it's nowhere to be found online, it's like, God.
Because those people don't make any money off of the VHS. That's all
Sure.
now. So in the past, so it's like, why don't we see it like in its original, like not even remastered. Like, let us see like the good cut. Like, let us see it all cleaned up, edited well. But then let us also see like the nastiest, dirtiest, whatever you got from the original prints.
I'm just really glad we've got a lot of boutique labels and people like Tony taking and keeping these older films alive, lest they take and just fall into complete obscurity, like just completely, because there's so much new content coming out from people that are barely making any kind of money off of it, because it's so oversaturated. So. Like, it's easy for a lot of these great films just to fall to the wayside.
It's tough.
Right, but Tony and SOV Horror are there to
You gotta.
keep them alive.
Well, I mean, obviously, I run a label, and I'll be honest, I don't really make money on my label. I lose a lot of money, but I do it because I love it. I do it because I love these movies, and I only put out stuff that I like and that I think people should see and should get out there. And ultimately, I think it's an expensive hobby to run a DVD label, but I hope that I'm doing some good in the world and helping people see some cool, unique movies that they normally wouldn't get to see, Because you're right, these movies are completely forgotten about. No one wants to license them. No one wants to put them out. And even if they do, a lot of times they don't put the care into putting out a nice release. They don't take the time to do extras or do a nice new transfer of the movies. And, we really take a lot of time to do all that with our company. And it's one thing I'm very proud of.
Yeah, as much as I like my Pendulum releases, it's just slapped together. There's no,
for sure.
There's no care whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
But Tony handles our movies with care.
Well, I'll go ahead and give you guys a bit of a spoiler then. I'll go ahead and give you guys an exclusive scoop. We have licensed 15 more titles for next year already, and
wow.
I'll go ahead and I'm not going to announce most of them, but I'll announce one of them that I'm very excited about. We just recently picked up Chris LaMartina's first movie that he made when he was 14 years old, called Amerikill. And if you're not familiar with Chris LaMartina, he did WNUF Halloween special as well as Call Girl Cthulhu. I mean, he's great filmmaker. Great indie filmmaker today, and I was so excited to pick up Amerikill. It was originally released by Warlock, so it's another one that's going to be part of our Warlock line. But yeah, super excited about that one. So that's a scoop for you guys.
yeah, he's fantastic.
And okay, so don't ruin my joke. And a scoop is also that Mr. Ice Cream Man is coming soon.
Yes,
excited.
We've been doing a lot of work on that one. This movie is going to look so amazing. I'm honestly debating doing a Blu-ray release at this point because the print is so beautiful. We did a brand new transfer. Completely remaster on the film. It's going to be loaded with a ton of great bonus features, and that's why it's lagging a little bit. We're still getting all the bonus stuff.
Release. Sorry to interrupt.
But it's going to be a good one. And for fans of Dead Alive home video, we got some other Dead Alive titles coming up as well. I'm not going to name any names yet, but we do have some more Dead Alive stuff coming as well. So some stuff that was never on DVD as well. So
awesome. That's fucking amazing news. Cannot wait.
Annoying.
Cool. All right, kids. So all the stuff you have to look forward to. This has been the SOBs who love SOV. All 4 of these assholes right now. Have a great night, and watch some shit, man.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Thanks for listening. Sophie!
Oh, we didn't.
Yeah, we need to do that one again.
We're running. We're running out of time. I only have 7 minutes left on my recording time. So, okay, Sophie. Good night.
Bye, guys.